What's good, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Ordinary Misfits podcast. It's your boy Breezy, and alongside me, as always, are my brothers, my ride or dies, my 2K dunkers, and my 2K assist suppliers, D2L and Cole Spurgis for three. World, what's good, gentlemen?
What's good? What's good?
How y'all doing?
Am I the assist or the dunker?
Both.
Both. You both are both, to be honest.
No, you're
both.
both.
Boy, I like you both.
You both are both.
Like I'm fuzzy.
Oh. Wipe it.
Okay.
Wipe it down.
Say less. Hey, what's
Oh,
up,
no,
William West? How you doing, man?
Oh, you made it worse, dog. No.
When your breath hot and you lick your camera, that's what happens.
I'm dead right now, bro.
Oh, dang, camera.
Oh, man. How you boys been, man? It's been a minute.
I will say I'm great.
Yeah, man. I can't complain at all. It's been good over here.
I
don't think I want to complain anymore. After the little week I just went through, complaining is zero for me. I feel like I saw a kid and it broke my heart, dude. Came to school one day, soccer uniform. Didn't think much of it. He must have wore the uniform the day before. I didn't see him in my hallway, so I don't talk to him. He comes to school on Friday. Outfit is the color of our banner where it says our Ordinary Misfits, bro. And the kids, I'm like, don't do that. Missy, why your eyes red? I said, that'll just piss me off. It'll make fun of a less fortunate kid. So, fortunately, we had clothes for the young man to wear. And he wore the clothes. And I just told him, if you ever need food, man, holler at me. And I also had somebody translate, hey, can you buy me some snacks? And I'll go out my way to buy you snacks, man. Because we sell snacks in the morning. And kids be like, you don't think they were selling commissary? Dude came bought $100 worth of hot chips, Gatorade, and cakes. I was like, $100 worth.
That's wild.
It just broke my heart to see other kids make fun of less fortunate kids, bro.
I do gotta ask y'all, because we do have some things to talk about, but before we get into those, I wanted to ask, we're 3 weeks in.
Wait. Cole has a pen.
3 weeks. Oh boy, I got 3. I was picking which one I wanted to hold, bro. This is my favorite style of pen, though, so I had to, I'm one of them people, bro. I have like favorites. This is my favorite.
We pinned up.
Yeah.
I got
the whole. I got the whole.
He got the Allen wrench. Yo,
bro, come on, bro.
Hold on. The damn
disc
was there, bro.
I got you, Cole. I got you.
Hold up. My backpack fell over.
Oh no.
Oh, my backpack is downstairs. I'll leave it there. I don't bring it upstairs anymore.
My backpack stay in my work office.
You hear me?
These little pens, bro.
The gel pens?
Yeah, the little gel pens, bro. These things is my favorite, dog. I literally I take these things.
When I used to write my notes, that's how I used to write them.
Yeah.
Like everything important being red.
Yeah, I color coordinate, man. I hate to be that guy, but I gotta color coordinate. Speaking of that, I'm gonna have to put all these pins back in my backpack so I have them tomorrow. But yeah, these pins, bro. I'm actually gonna go back to my black one just because it's my most used one. Either way, okay. So we 3 weeks in, dog. Getting a kind of feel for the season. All 3 of our teams have currently played through week 3. None of our 3 teams are playing in the Monday night games. So 3 weeks in, what's your team looking like, and what's your record, and how you feeling?
Shall Martin go first? I'll go first.
We've had 2 moral victories, but moral victories just mean L's. Man, it looks like it's going to be another mediocre season for the Patriots. Defense is playing good. And we can't produce anything offensively, bro. Like, And like, you know, Mac is looking really good, especially with having Bill O'Brien as offensive coordinator. I'm seeing the progress. I'm seeing him make decisions that he wasn't making last year. So there has been progress. So it's not like Mac is being dumb or he's like blessed at all. But one, our O-line needs a lot of help. He's getting pressured way too much. But then also we just need some offensive playmakers, and we just don't have that on the outside to compete with our own division, which sucks.
I feel like you guys are high caliber Tennessee, and you know exactly why I say that. Because my team, one thing we don't do is go get name brand receivers. Like since like 2090, I say 97 to 2003, we haven't had a big name receiver besides AJ Brown and DeAndre Hopkins. But everybody who's done with their NFL career, where do they go? Tennessee. Andre Johnson, Tennessee. Randy Moss, Tennessee. So after this year, I'm pretty sure D-Hop's hanging it up. But I said it to say this: fire my entire organization.
Cut it off, bro. Just start from the ground up. Bro.
He said no more Titans.
He
said change the team name. He said
30
change
NFL teams. I'm fine. Bro, I've never seen a grown man say this in my life. He said, I don't know how much more I can damn try. I'm calling that my defense. In real case, it said, I think I would have been better taking the money and leaving. That hurts, bro. That's our best defensive player besides Kevin Byard. All of our cornerbacks are either hurt or injured or looking like they stanky leg while they walking. Like, come on, people. Me and my running back looking like he want to get the hell out of it. That scared me. Because wherever he go, I'm going. I ain't a Patriots fan, I'm a Derrick Henry fan. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just like, at this point, get rid of Tannehill, put in Malik. If we going to tank, let us tank for a reason. That young man get his NFL experience. Mario going to laugh when I say this. Watch his face. Go watch his face. He is the Black Tom Brady.
Who? Derrick Henry?
Malik.
Oh, Malik, bruh. How's he a black? You in these comments? You gotta get off somewhere.
But no, he's a really good athlete, bro. He can throw the ball 70 yards instead of flat footed. But if you ain't got no line, you can't throw to your mom in the backfield. I mean,
and y'all also drafted Will Levis, boy. You got
I got two Tannehills and one. What the fuck?
You got three QBs, bro.
I got two QBs. One's a duplicate. You know how you go to the copy machine and hit the button, and you think you didn't copy it, and three of them come out. That's what I got. I got two the duplicate quarterback. Will Levis, aka Tannehill Jr.
I got two quarterbacks. What's a duplicate? Oh my gosh.
I'm weak.
The disrespect to your own team. How about your Lions, man?
How about the Lions?
I mean, I can't complain too much. It's been all right. Currently leading the division. Vikings have.
Someone's winning.
Do you remember that energy you had before the season?
Oh, bro, I'm waiting on it, dog. Wait till week 13 and this team's gonna start fucking up, dog. You just wait on it. Let me tell y'all, all right. I haven't made this rant, bro.
Go ahead.
I don't remember if you remember. I don't know if you remember when I came to you when we made the trade, sending Matthew Stafford to the Rams and getting back the picks and Jared Goff. You remember what I told you, right?
Yes.
This shit ain't going to amount to nothing. And the pay that we are giving this man is not what, like, let's be honest, bro. Winning games and everything is nice. Jared Goff at QB is nothing more than a game manager. That man is a game manager. He is not, I'm happy for 2-1, right? Like, There's optimism
You
to be
smiling a
had.
lot. You smiling a lot for 2-1.
I'm a Lions fan, dog. I know some bullshit's coming. Like I already know something's gonna fucking happen.
Oh
Like
man.
I'm gonna be real, dog. I don't like injuries to anyone, right? Like the Nick Chubb injury is disgusting. Like there have been
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, that was tough.
I'm
It
not
looked like
wishing
Paul George's leg that day.
I'm
I
not
think the Paul George one was worse.
I'm not wishing an injury, right? But every time I start watching these games, like or watching our games, I'm like, this gonna be the game that like St. Brown goes down, or this gonna be the game that Jahmyr Gibbs goes down. You know, this gonna be the down. So like, I'm just every year it's something. It's something that derails, and I'm just like, we look good. Like honestly, I'm a little annoyed about this year. We should be 3-0. We should be 3-0. We had that game against Seattle. We had chances. We didn't convert on some chance. Like we went to OT, right? Like it was a good game. I'm not complaining that they were the better team that day, or they came out on top, so they achieved that. You know, we could have won that game.
Yeah,
like that was one of them games that like 2-1's nice, but I really like with my heart believe that we should have won against Seattle, and we didn't.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I'll take 2-1. It looks a lot better than 1-2 or 0-3, but some shit's gonna happen. Like something's gonna happen. The 3-0 is a better cushion for like placement if some shit happens. I'm like, just win while we're doing good. Like get all the wins we can early.
You know what we got to work with you on, Cole?
What?
Having some faith, my friend.
Nah, bro. Nah. That's easy to say as a fucking Patriots fan.
No,
when y'all got
no.
so many. No. How many times have we been to the Super Bowl? How many times have we been to the Super Bowl?
I don't even. Never.
None. We've never been. We've never fucking been.
But no. But like you gotta. So like something I'm doing right now, right, with the Patriots, because I don't think this is a Super Bowl caliber team. I don't think, but every time we're going to a game, I think we can win that game, right? Mm-hmm. I truly believe that my team could win that game because of the coaching that we have and just the defense that we have as well. But like, of course, like my confidence with Tom Brady at quarterback and Mac Jones isn't the same, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not going in with like, well, this is the game where so-and-so gets hurt. I can't do that. I can't have bad juju around my team at all times. You know what I'm saying? I tell my sisters this, like, so if my sisters, I usually watch the Patriots game with my family.
Okay.
Because we're all diehard fans. And so like I tell my sisters, if you start watching the game, you better end watching the game. You can't just get up and leave halfway through. And all of a sudden we start tanking. That's because you left, you didn't have faith, you gave us bad juju. Like if my sisters hate that I do that, right? So I'm that type of person where it's just like, hey man, I'm gonna have some faith. Have some faith. Am I gonna be disappointed when we lose? Not that much, but I got some faith that we could win. So I think that's what you need to work on. Just have some faith that y'all ain't gonna mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys aren't the delusional Cowboy
Detroit
fans.
Lions.
You're not the delusional Cowboy fans though. Who we go to a Super Bowl every year.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, D2. You said you had something to say.
Dude, is it weird that I no longer want to watch football anymore? Because of how it's starting to change. Like college football is what the NFL used to be, and NFL football is just blessed. You can't jam. You can't sack a quarterback that want to. You get up and dance. It's a 90-yard penalty. Sorry, Martin. True 90 example. Yard. If you tackle Tom Brady in the backfield and you bump his kneecap on the ground and you don't rub it and kiss him in the mouth, it's a flag.
This man is retired. Leave this man alone.
But it started with him, bro. It started with Tom Brady. It didn't start
with him. And it started with Aaron Rodgers when he broke his collarbone against the Bears. That's when I
And
noticed they started calling those roughing the passing calls.
Yeah,
After
more.
that.
Well, and to be fair though, TB since retirement has also done interviews and spoke out against how the game is starting to penalize defensive players
Yes.
for offensive
Yeah.
mistakes.
And
The
that's
thing
why
that-
I don't like it anymore, dude.
The thing that is tough though that I've noticed, like tackling a player is so tough because like if you go high, you're penalized. If you go low, you risk injuring that offensive player. Like, so it's just like, what am I supposed to do? Like
And if you try
group
and
hug
tackle
them
them,
and take them down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just one of those things where I'm just like, dang, like this game is like it's tough. Now,
soft.
I would
So-
there's still some big hits, but it's not like early 2090s football. I
It's
understand.
not like
yeah.
when Dion got knocked
Like
and spent around his neck.
Ray Lewis would be penalized every game if he
Ray
played
Lewis would have a
nowadays.
paycheck ever.
Yeah.
Ed Reed, Sean
He be-
Taylor, Troy Polamalu,
Low-key though, Ray Lewis would have
Brian
gotten
Dawkins.
canceled.
Mathis.
Ray Lewis would have gotten canceled. He would have gotten canceled.
But and it's sad, bro, because when I text the group, hey, I'm done with man, bro. That day I washed my hands with man. I washed my hands with the NFL. I would rather watch. I love Tennessee. I'd rather watch college football any day of the week. If I watch a Tennessee game, it's like 4 or 5 plays. I'm on to the next thing in my life because I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't want to watch flag football with pads on.
Yeah. No, but there's still some big hits. I saw some good hits today.
But at the same point, like you made, like if you tackle Derrick Henry up high,
It wasn't in the Denver game.
That's the ignorant thing to tackle Derrick Henry up high. You tackle him down low, you risk the injury of breaking a leg or breaking someone or hurting yourself. So it's at the point where you like Martin says, it's just
it's
tough.
tough.
Do I do it? Do I don't? Do I get chewed out and cut because I let that man score? Do I? You know?
Yeah.
Is that a song?
Yeah.
What y'all think about the hate Minka been getting?
What did he do?
The hit on Chubb.
He broke Nick Chubb's leg, bro.
So what happened from what I saw as a football player and what the world saw as sideline fans, somebody had Nick Chubb like this, right? Up high.
Mm-hmm.
He ran and hit him low. And as he hit him, they turned him up in the earth. And when his body moved, his leg did this. It snapped back and forth. So I don't technically blame him for that. Did he hit him and make him go airborne? Yes. But when he hit him with him airborne, his leg did like his leg. His leg did like Paul George did with 1-2. How is it his fault?
I don't think he did it intentionally.
No, it was
like I don't think there was intention behind like, bro, I'm trying to break his leg. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my moment to do it. But like, it's understandable that he's getting hate because of the injury. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, say for instance, if he were to injure one of the Patriots player, oh, you gonna hear, man, Minka's he a dirty player. He did it. You know, you gonna get that from me every now and then. But I don't think Minka's a dirty player. I don't think he deserves the hate. It's kind of like in the same way what Deion Sanders said about Blackburn, who played for Colorado State. You know, he didn't deserve all the hate. Homeboy's just trying to ball out for his school, for his team, so that he can make a check in the next level. So I think Minka was in that moment is trying to do his job, and it resulted with Chubb breaking his leg.
You know what's crazy though, bro?
I think one thing that gets misconstrued is they're like, oh, it's the player that's making the like dirty hit or the questionable hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the blame really shouldn't even be on the player, it should be on the NFL, because if y'all really think about it, we had lower body injuries, right? But ever since they've really started to negate the helmet out or the higher hits, people are dropping and going low. They're not getting the hits are just cuts. Going low, you know? And let's be real, like cutting at the legs on a big bodied running back is nothing new. Like power backs have been getting hit low for a while. And with the way that the rules are set up in regards to hitting high or hitting like upper chest, like half the time, even if you initiate and go into someone's chest, they're going to throw a flag, you know? It's kind of, the rules have been bended and set up a way that the player has no choice in most instances but to go low if they want to deliver that big hit. So it's like, if anyone should be blamed, if anyone should be getting the call out or the shame, it should be the NFL for their rules, not for the player making the hit. The player making the hit is just doing what he's told. He's doing what his instinct tells him for a game that he's played since he was a child. Like, he's not going in there trying to break Nick Chubb's leg. He's not trying to tear his ACL. He's not doing anything maliciously. He's doing what he has to do as a professional player to put food on his kids' table, like his table at home, keep his family thriving. Like, he's just doing his job. Yeah, I don't think there was any amount. Now, granted, it is a rivalry game, so the stakes are high, and it is an emotional rivalry. But like, I don't think like in any way, even if like it was a fuck you hit, like I don't think it was intent to injure. More of like it's a tough game, and they take tough hits in that division. That division's a hard hitting division.
Yeah.
If anything, if we're gonna throw backlash on anyone, throw it at the NFL, not Minka. And I think there was one dude on Instagram that made a post about this. He had like the sources. Now I don't have the sources, but that was something that I was like, that is so true. That man does not deserve that hate.
Just like Travis Hunter said himself. Look, man, y'all leave that kid alone. That man is doing what I would have did to his receiver. You okay?
Yeah.
Travis was like, how he doing what I would have did to his receiver? If I'd have called one of his receivers lacking, I'd have laid him out too. He said, yes, I ended up with was it a lacerated liver? Travis, I would have done the same thing to one of his receivers. I would have called him like that. He said, so I don't see why y'all tripping. It's football. It's what we do. We know the injury. We know the risk reward. Now, on to this 70 burger.
Oh my God, dog. Oh, like was Miami just playing like on some like private Madden league with their homies? Like what is like 70 to 20?
4 of his own.
Dog. There was 7 running back touchdowns.
That's crazy.
Here's the mind-boggling part for me, Martin. You ready for this?
Yeah,
I looked at the stats. Guess how many touchdowns Tyreek had?
How many?
1.
Hey, Mostert went off though.
4.
He went off.
He had 4. The other guy had 4, and Tua had 4. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
RIP to anyone playing fantasy against the Miami's team.
Yeah.
This week. Like,
and congratulations to all y'all that bet on Miami's defense.
My boy had what's his name? A-Chain and Tua on the bench on his fantasy team.
Dude, somebody put $100. They put $100 parlay out today, right? On the Broncos Dolphins game, and he hit it. I was like, that's crazy. You guys are finding sources with your cool phones. My phone don't work.
No, I'm just checking the thing. I have a
no. I'm uploading
checking the Steelers game
on our Instagram story.
Ooh, go ahead.
A worker. He got his pen. He got his dad cap on.
Gotta have the pin, dog. The pin's a necessity. The pin is a necessity.
Cole got me.
If you can't, I feel like I can't properly illustrate my points if I don't have a pin in my hand. Okay.
That's how you know Martin's really a dad artist. He over twirling the pen. I can't even do that.
Dude, I've been doing that since high school because of my ADD. I used to tap my pencils on the desk, and I used to get in trouble all the time. And so I had a teacher. He was like, "Hey, this will help you," because I used to do the same. And so he taught me how to twirl the pen. And so I've been doing that ever since.
So look how fluent it is. Go over
dude, I'm over there like, what?
Is there
trying to copy how he does it?
Yeah.
Look at the pinky move.
Hook a brother up. What you doing?
Let's go. I don't know how to explain it, bro. I really can't.
Hook a brother up. What you doing?
So you do this like you about to smoke, okay, and then you put it in between the middle finger.
First of all, Cole, it's too high.
Then you push it. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Slow it down. Let's start here. All right. Then you put it in between the middle, right? You let it twirl. Then you use the index finger to push it in between the pinky. All right. Then you let it go. You let the pinky get momentum. All right. And then you go like that. And then you speed it up.
He sounds like the barrel.
Speed it up. Speed it up, Cole. Faster, Cole.
My name is.
Can't with you, dog. Come on, bro.
My name is Cleveland Brown.
Oh. Go ahead. Keep it going. Keep it going.
That's all I got.
I used to do that with
Oh,
drumsticks.
man.
When I twirl a drumstick with my two fingers, and I can't do it with a pen. Martin, I'm dying back here. Is that a gigantic peanut or a blue ball?
It's a gigantic peanut ball. It's actually good for pregnant women.
I wasn't wrong at all. It's both.
Yeah. So like
cold thing about blue balls, you nasty son.
Now, Kaylee uses it. We're supposed to use it for whenever we go to the hospital. It's supposed to help bring comfort, but Kairos uses it as a jumping. He jumps on that thing.
Kairos uses it as a trampoline.
that boy jumps off that thing. Oh man!
I mean, Kaylee's like, no. Marvin like, go for it. Dude, that video.
He picked that thing up and which one? Oh, the TikTok. That boy he headbutted me in the throat, bro. I was dead.
Who's your favorite?
Yeah, I said the way you thought about that, bro. He said, nah.
He said no paparazzi.
That boy, I want to make more videos like that. Just me and him. And try to get some videos of his mom and him together.
I'm gonna get me kicked out the house yesterday.
Oh no, he's sending videos.
No, so he sent a video, but it wasn't nasty this time. It was a video of the old man yelling at the women, and I didn't have my headphones in.
Oh no!
My wife turned again. Ah! She said, "Get the fuck out." I was like, "What did I do? Get the fuck out." I'm like, "Fucking Cole, I hate you right now. Fucking hate you." And you don't understand. Martin knows exactly what I'm talking about. Get out.
Oh,
like,
hey, bro. Speaking of that, did y'all see what I sent you not too long ago, like earlier today?
I didn't get a notification.
On what? Instagram, TikTok?
I want to say it was on it.
You got a whole bunch of TikToks from me that you haven't watched yet.
Bro, so I don't get on TikTok like that, dog.
You're gonna have to, bro. I need you at least, 2 TikTok Tuesdays. That's what you're gonna need to catch up on all the TikToks that I'll be sending you throughout the week.
Martin sent me one last night about being romantic. It blew my mind. I was like, that is 99.9% of all.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Be more romantic.
Nah, y'all. You know what one took me out that D2 sent me, bro?
Oh my gosh, which one?
Granny talking about her taser. She grabbed her taser.
She like, ladies, make sure your taser and your playmate are two different colors.
Granny out here getting it down, dog.
Oh man.
I watched that one the other night. I was in there with my family too. I didn't think it was gonna be anything that bad, bro.
Oh my gosh, I can't with y'all. All
right. Ooh, bro.
All right, man. Well, we have reached our 30-minute. Well, we're at 28 minutes, but we're at a 30-minute threshold. Y'all want to get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Yes, I do.
All right.
What's that from?
Okay. All right. You gonna learn?
That's Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me 20 seconds. I'll turn it down. Dude.
Oh man. So we're gonna talk about 2020. How crazy of a year that was, from COVID, from Kobe's death, bro. Like I completely forgot that was 2020. Like that's how 2020 started, basically. We had Black Lives Matter protests. We had the Australian Australia was basically on fire for half of the year. It was just a crazy year. And so how I kind of envisioned us talking through this. We'll first talk. We'll go personal with, like, what were some things in that year that you kind of went through, whether that be dealing with the pandemic itself, the world shutting down, and how that affected you, your family, your goals that you kind of had set for that year, and then we can talk about the broader, bigger stuff near the end. That sound cool?
I'll go first because I like to talk.
All right, go ahead, D2.
So weirdly enough, COVID 2020 year 2020 happened. I was working at Amazon. I was telling I used to get up every morning. Oh, my stomach hurt. You ain't gotta go to work. All right, cool. I'm gonna go play my video game. Now we'll go stream. And it was popping too. And I was like, I don't want to work no more. I can't work for people. My attitude sucks. People suck. I just want to punch people. She was like, look, come to a conclusion. You don't like working for people. You're doing pretty good with your content creating. Go ahead and go full time. So at this point is when COVID was like, everybody sit down. You couldn't move. So I was getting crazy amount of views. And with them crazy amount of views start coming stars and subscribers. And for like 2 to 6 months, I was doing better than most people. And all of a sudden, out the window. I went from making 2,000 to 3,000 a month to making like 800 a month. That put a damper on everything. Then I went to Vegas. I got COVID. That was sad. Also within that time frame, like Martin said, COVID passed away, and it was all like building blocks. Just everything in the world was just building up, and at the point in time, people saying, "Oh, he killed himself. It was suicide." I was like, "Why would that man end his life like that? Why? Like, what happened to make him want to do that to people?" I don't think he did that. I don't think he did that to kill. I don't think he killed himself. But at the same time, I was just like, man, this is crazy. I catch COVID, the job I thought I was going to love for the rest of my life, thought I was going to be really good at because I'm good at a video game. I'm not good at it anymore. One of the greatest athletes in the world has passed away. Life sucks. I'm sick. I lost well over 45 pounds in that COVID span. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink stuff. Everything was burnt for me, for my taste buds wise. Then my wife caught it. That scared me because her mother caught a cold. Her mother got sick when she was older, and she never got her taste and smell back. And that was my wife's main concern. Like, she was crying, frantic, like, I might not get my stuff back. And I was like, look, relax. And that's when I started. I think that was before I met Martin, but he was like, hey, D2, you got to be up. I remember him telling me when I did meet him to be your wife's safe place. So before I met him, I was trying to, hey, you got to calm down. But I think overall that year is one of the years I wish I never went through. From work wise, family wise, just a year that I wish I could honestly forget.
Yeah, it really was a tough year. For me, the craziest part of that is that Kaylee and I were just recently married. So we got married November 2019. And so we had a lot of like plans of what we were going to do in our first year of marriage, like vacations, like things that we were going to do to get to know each other better. And so we were very excited about that. And so when I'm going to skip over, actually, before I get into the COVID aspect of things, I feel like for me, Kobe's death was the first celebrity death that hit me.
It hurt. Yeah.
Agreed.
It was
for me.
Yeah. Cause like, you see, oh, so-and-so has passed away. And I'm like, okay. Like, I think there's only been one other than Kobe that like, it didn't really hit me as hard as Kobe, but it was just like, oh, like I like this person. And it was Michael Jackson, but I was in 8th grade. So it was just like, bro, like, this is, I love his music, this and that. But like, I didn't really relate to Michael, right? But with Kobe, like as a Celtics fan, I love the Celtics versus Lakers that rivalry that was there, to go to watch the NBA finals and go up against Kobe. Like as much as I hated that Lakers team, I know what you're laughing about, Cole.
Pop pitch top 10, dog.
I know what you're laughing about.
Oh,
But like
boy,
to
I'm
see
not letting that go.
yeah. To when that, I remember like my wife texted me because it was a Sunday morning. I'm at church. My wife texted me like Kobe passed away. I said, "You're lying," and I don't believe you. Then I saw the TMZ thing notification pop on my phone, and I was like, TMZ always gets stuff wrong. I won't believe it until ESPN says something. Literally, as soon as I told my wife that, exactly, the ESPN notification, and I was just like, bruh, like that it just hit me. Like it was just it's like, oh my gosh, like I can't say he was a hero of mine, but someone that I respect, like someone I respected dearly. He would have been one of those people that I would have loved to have met in person, just to soak the wisdom. Pause. Just to get wisdom from him and
pick his brain.
Yeah,
his understanding of life.
It's not even about basketball, but about life in general. And so with him passing away like that, like it was tough. It really was tough. And it was one of those things where I literally, like, that day I went to the Foot Locker and bought a pair of Kobe's before they took them off the shelf. Like it was just one of those things where I was like, I told my wife, I was like, I got to get a pair of Kobe's because I know the price is either going to go up or everybody's trying to get some.
What edition you get?
It wasn't any of the. It was the ones that he did without laces. I'm blanking what they're called. But it wasn't any of the. No. I'll have to go look at the shoebox after the podcast. But like, even though like it wasn't my favorite type of Kobe, I just needed to get them. Like I just had to. But yeah, that happened, and that was just that was tough. And so now back into like the whole COVID thing, right? Kaylee and I are recently married, and we are. I just remember when the world shut down. It was spring break. I was doing a whole bunch of events with my students. Literally, I had so at the church I was at, it was a smaller church. When I got there, my youth group, we were about 5 to 10 kids, every now and then. And so that spring break, I had been there for about 2 years at that point. And at that point, I was reaching 20 to 25 kids on a week-to-week basis. And I was using spring break to launch us into the summer. And so I had an event every single day, and I was getting 30 kids every single day. And I was super excited to see where things were going. And that Friday we did a Marvel movie marathon, and like we all got the notification that the world was shutting down. And I was like, yo, what does this mean? Yeah, I was like, what does this mean? Like, what do you mean we're shut down? Like, what do you mean Tarrant County? What do you mean Texas? We ain't doing nothing, right? And so all having to deal with all that, and then like, being married, and like Kaylee and I were in this very small apartment. The apartment was probably as big as this room that I'm in right now. So like literally every single day having to just, there was no escape from one another. And as you know, being in a relationship and having no room to move around, we started butting heads a lot. And it started to become a strain in our marriage, just because like there was nothing really we could do, right? We had to be at home. And like for me, I'm also big on family, like because my grandma lives with my parents, like they didn't want her getting sick. They didn't want her to get COVID at all. And so like there were months before I saw my parents, my sisters, my grandma. And so like it was weird for me. And it just to feel isolated and removed from everyone else. And so yeah, just that year in itself was just, it was depressing. I dealt with a lot of anxiety. because like I didn't know what was next, didn't know what was going to happen. Now I do praise God that I did not catch COVID. I didn't catch COVID until Kairos was born. Actually, until after he was born. So a year later, he was born. So I didn't catch COVID for the first time until like a year ago, to be honest. Like that, I thank God for that. But it was still one of those things where like a sniffle or a cough, like it was freak out mode. It was like, because I was seeing people my age just dying.
Wow.
I was seeing people just like their lives be wrecked from this thing. And like, to be honest, at first I thought it was a myth. I didn't really believe that COVID was a thing until my uncle got it. And like he had a very bad case because he ended up catching pneumonia as well. And so like he was in a coma for months. And like that is that's what shook me. And I was just like, man, maybe I need to take this seriously. Maybe I gotta look out for my wife. Because at that point in time, I was just like, I'm gonna still do me. I'm young. I could do this. I could do that. I'm still gonna go out here. I'm still gonna go out. Kate and I, we're gonna go to this restaurant. We're gonna go here. We're gonna make light of what's going on right now. And it was just like that hit. And once it hit home, once it was one of my own family members, it was like, hey, yo,
I'm trying to be serious.
Yeah, like that's my uncle. Like this is the guy that I looked at as a second father. Like he could be gone, like because of COVID. I gotta take this seriously. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And so it was because of COVID. There was a lot of things that just, man, it was chaos. It was chaos. And there's some other things, but I want to give Cole a chance to just kind of talk about his thing. And then I want to ask y'all some questions about some of the world events that happened in that year as well.
So I want to start off by touching on something you said, right?
Don't touch me. You don't like to be touched.
So COVID hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a year later, your son comes along. So is it safe to say you?
Oh, yeah, he COVID baby. He a COVID baby.
He a COVID baby? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. COVID baby.
There's no shame. Ain't no shame in
no,
that.
hell nah.
Hallelujah.
Hell nah.
We had to get cardio somehow. Somehow, right?
Yeah, you see a shoe fly across the room, you know what happened.
Now she asleep. She'll watch this in the morning. What's up, Andrea? What's up, Colby? What's up, Tyler?
You get that text at work?
What you mean? What you talking about cardio?
I had no part in that statement, bro. I don't. All right, look. So for me, I got to start also with the Kobe situation. That was big for me. So I also I hadn't really dealt with death like close to me or like where it hit home within my family or like a celebrity. I actually didn't face it within my own family till after Kobe's, but Kobe was the first celebrity that I actually like. It hit home, it hurt, and like it resonated with me. That I was like, "Holy, like that man is young. He's gone way too young."
Oh yeah.
You hear this a lot, right? And this was the first instance when Kobe passed. That this was the first instance that I experienced it. But I know y'all have heard the saying of, well. I don't know. I don't know if I would classify it as like a saying, but when people always say like, I know exactly where I was at. I know exactly what was going. I had never been able to, like, I can't tell you exactly what I was doing at a certain moment, but with Kobe's, I remember when I got the first, because with me, it was a Sunday. I was at home. I was off. Right. And my partner at the time, who we lived together. My partner at the time told me, and I didn't believe her. And I was like, oh, because like especially into today's like society, they be doing the fake deaths all over, like about any.
Right.
It doesn't matter. So you got to really like take it with a grain of salt and fact check most of these times. So I brushed it off, right, and it was crazy because I remember like she told me like 5 minutes, like at one moment, and 5 minutes later I went to the room, changed, got dressed for the day, came back out, grabbed my phone, and then my Twitter had hit me up with a notification. I can't remember who for the life of me had posted the notification, but when I saw it, I was like, holy shit. And then I went into Safari and immediately started researching, so I'm typing in anything, trying to find any credible page that said it, you know. And I can't remember who I found, but I found a couple that like it was, you know, once it broke and like was official, everyone started posting that thing. And bro, I remember stopping what I was doing, walked out of my condo, or like our condo. I walked down the stairs out the front door of the like condo complex, right? And I was just walking on the sidewalk. I was talking to my mom, bro. I called my mom. I remember I called my mom and was speaking to my mom on the phone about it. Because she didn't even know. So when I called her, I broke the news to her.
Yeah.
And I'm like I don't know if I admired, like I wouldn't say idolized Kobe, but I admired, like I adored the competitor, the father, the man, the person he was.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, word. So when it hit me, I didn't even know what to think. I had never, and you know, it's not like when your family passes away and it's like you reconcile with your family, you see everyone, and you go through the process together, right? Like this is a man that none of us have met in person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we are just a fan from across the country. And it hit me like a train. I remember that exact day. I hate that I do. But I remember exactly where I was standing in the living room. When I looked at my phone, I remember calling my mom. I remember talking to her, and I remember just sitting there later, just like not devastated, but like a tad bit like lost, you know, not truly knowing how to feel, how to process that, how to accept that, like this man literally maybe, what was it, 3.5, 4, maybe pushing it years after retirement. I mean, it was devastating. As to flip over to COVID, for me, it was a little different. See, I was always identified as an essential worker because I worked at a hospital at the time. So I had free reign to leave my house and go to work, you know. So even when we went into lockdown, I still was able to leave the house and go. The only problem was that my partner at the time also worked at the hospital. So even when we left the house and went to
always
work,
together,
we was still right on top of each. So there was never any peace. It was always suffocating. At least from my end, possibly hers too. So I mean that also took a strain, but for me, like it was more of like a fear, because you would see the people, like I had to literally, like, I remember part of the reason I left because I did not want to deal with this like for years on years. I didn't know how long this was going to carry on for, you know. And at the time, we had no rough estimate of how long we would be shut down or how long we were going to be dealing with COVID as a mainstream thing, you know, or a common thing. I remember getting in the gear, having to wear the mask, the face mask. Like it was wild, dog. And I got COVID. I actually got it after me and my partner split and I moved up here. I think I did get it once down there, but I got it when I moved up here. I got it and then contracted it and gave it to my sister and my brother-in-law, which that was terrible. I felt like a POS. But thankfully all of us being like young bodies were able to, you know, fight it. But it was always a fear, like for a while, especially during that time, it was very straining on me because I'm very close with my nanny and my papa. And I wasn't, because of my occupation, I pretty much couldn't see them. Yeah. Which was devastating because at the same time, for like a couple of years, my papa was dealing with health issues, right? And the only, like, it was trying as a person to like see him go through things and hear about him going through things and not being able to go consult, like be with him in person, you know, and to like hold his hand and tell him he's going, like, we're here, we're fighting with you, we're here together, you know. And like you could always call and make that make that known, but it's never the same over the phone. Like
Exactly.
that feeling of looking into someone's eyes is unreplicatable. You can't make it. So that was very hard, and also another attributing factor as to why I left. Um, but it was, dude, 2020 total, like, y'all remember 2016?
Mm-hmm.
2016 was a beautiful year. Like, so many amazing things happened, not only within sports, but within, like, well, there was some questionable things that happened that year, but as a whole, it was a pretty decent year. And I feel like 2016 was a year in my life personally that I thrived. 2020 was the polar opposite.
Yeah.
It's a year that I couldn't wish for anything more right now than to forget 2020. Like, if I could just erase that year, not even from it happening, but from my memory, it would be great. I don't, dude, that was a shit year. That was a terrible year.
Yeah.
Like,
It was crazy because like it it was one of those moments where everyone could relate to one another of how crappy of a year it was.
mhm,
It's just from situation to situation to situation. Like on top of all that, you have the pandemic going on. Then you have police shootings.
mhm,
You have the emergence of the Black Lives Matter protests. You have the everything going on politically, where people are trying to impeach Donald Trump. And then you also have like you know the craziness of like, the people who believe COVID was real and that the mandates were who didn't think it was real and that the mandates were just the government trying to control and use us as puppets versus the people who are like, no, we're taking this very seriously, boom, boom, boom. And it was a year of division.
mhm,
It was a year where like anyone and everyone found it felt like everyone found a way to not be loving towards one another. And like it showed, like for me, like 2020 challenged me as a black man.
mm.
It
Indulge
challenged me
me.
as okay, so and this is probably going to be an episode where we may have an episode just strictly on this
Mhm,
topic that I'm about to just kind of hop into, because there's just so much. And this is probably one thing that I would love to have, Coach, if you watching, I would love to have Coach Clay to have this conversation with. But when it came to where I stood as a black man, in the fight for Black Lives Matter, right? Where it was, but not only as a black man, but as a Christian a black man, follower of Jesus Christ, who's in a church, who's working at a church at the time that's predominantly white, who do not see things the same way that I do.
mhm,
And in doing so, first and foremost, I want to thank my former boss at the time, who was an amazing support system for me, who was willing to listen and to encourage me to be who I am, regardless what other people in the church would have said about me.
mhm,
But I felt like the Lord's call for my life in that moment in 22 was to show people how to be loving, regardless of disagreeing. And so there were many posts that I made about the statement Black Lives Matter versus the organization of Black Lives Matter, because there's many things that the organization does that I do not agree with, but in the statement in the cell of Black Lives Matter, I 100% agree with. Does that make sense?
okay. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
And so having to take that stand, and um hearing fellow Christians berate me and put me down because of my stance, because all they could see and hear is whatever they wanted to see and hear, rather actually hearing the truth that was coming out of my mouth. Because what I did, I always try to bring it back biblically. I always try to bring it back because that's why I feel like if I'm going to talk to my brothers and sisters in Christ, I'm going to bring scripture into it because that is what we both can agree is the absolute truth, right? And so in doing so, I came across a lot of people who I just found out like, it's a heart problem. It's a sin problem in their lives that they weren't willing to confront and be willing to be convicted of.
Agreed.
And so
I'd love to hear Coach on this.
oh yeah.
I would kill to have that.
Oh, dude, it'd be a great conversation. And it's probably I'll ask him and we'll see if we can get him on the podcast. Or make sure that came. Whew, that was close.
It's not 2K. You don't got work.
But that in that year, but then also you gotta think about it this way. My wife is white. For the first time in her life, she was put in a situation where she was, I don't want to say forced, but necessarily forced to understand things from my point of view.
Mm-hmm.
She's never had to experience that before. She then, on top of that, having other family members who are on the police force, seeing what I'm posting and be like, hey, yo, what you talking about? And having to have those tough conversations. You know what I'm saying? And so like there was just so much division. And even as someone who's supposed to be a peacemaker, like I felt like there was nothing I can do in my power. There was nothing I could say. There's nothing I can do to help bridge these two sides. Because ultimately, like I was never one to say, man, forget the police. They need to do this. They need to do that. We need to kick them all out. I was never one to do that because I appreciate and I am thankful for the job that they do, right? But as a Black man in America, there has been a plethora of times where I have been racially profiled. There's been a plethora of times where I have been treated poorly by police officers. Mm-hmm. And so I felt like I had the right to be able to express those things, to be able to speak on those things in a place of love, not in a place of hate like everybody else was. And because I did that, I did have fellow brothers. And when I say brothers, I mean one who had some melanin in their system, who looked at me differently, called me Uncle Tom, said I was speaking for the white man and this and this. But then I also had white people telling me like, oh, you're just another Black dude talking this, talking that. You know what I'm saying? And so like there was such a challenge as a Black individual to figure out where I stood for myself. What am I going to teach my family? How am I going to help my wife understand me and understand my struggle, understand the struggle of my people, but then also reciprocate in love, to be able to respond in love. So yeah, that's why I said this could be a whole nother episode.
Yeah. And we will. It'll be something we'll have to dive into on a later date more in depth.
Back to the Kobe situation. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was more hurt when I found out Gigi was with him.
Yeah.
That was tough. Yeah.
Because it wasn't just Gigi.
Also, the other people in the helicopter as well. Like, because there was other families. Yeah, parents and teammates.
And they were on their way to a national game.
Yeah.
Gigi's first big game. And this is what makes me think, what if that wouldn't have happened? Would there be talks of Bryson, LeBron, and Kyrie? Or would it be the Gigi show?
I honestly believe Gigi would have changed the game for the WNBA.
Oh, hands down.
Kobe was working on it.
He would have clamped Haley Van Lee, Paige Buckets would have been clamped by Haley. I just hate that we didn't get to see any of those young minds today. We didn't get to see any of those families. And what hurts the most, it's always said is Kobe's death, not the death of people that were with Kobe. Those people deserve their time to shine as well. Because they could have been doctors, lawyers, judges.
I think it's always hard when a celebrity is involved with something like that, because the rest of the world doesn't know the other people, like the other family that was in there. But we know Kobe, we know Gigi, you know. And one thing that I have also noticed is, one, Kobe's wife, Vanessa, has done a phenomenal job
Immaculate.
in carrying the legacy that Kobe has left behind, and not just Kobe's legacy, the legacy Gigi has left behind as well. And so, like, and I can only I don't ever want to experience losing a child. Something that my father told
Been
me
there.
growing up,
Been
something
there,
my
done that.
father has told me was just like, you know, it is not a father's dream to bury his son or his daughter. You know, like it should be the son and the daughter who buries the father. And so, like, I remember he was telling me that because I was making some dumb decisions. And but you know, for her to have to bury a husband and a daughter, in the way that she has held herself with elegance, and the way that she's been able to grieve, but not tear down what was built, but to continue to build on. I honestly feel like the Kobe legacy has been has a wider shadow now. I
She
mean,
just signed 3 teams.
yeah, like I think it has a wider shadow now, and not because of the death of Kobe and Gigi, but
Agreed.
because of the hard work Vanessa has done since then. And I just want to say kudos. I know she's not gonna see this, but like
You never know.
It's the thought,
You
dog. It's the
never know
thought.
you know,
what God
like
got for you.
it's like I don't want to say it's motivation, but it's like it's to see the dedication that she has is heartwarming, and like it makes me want to be like, all right, man, I gotta go too. You know what I'm saying?
You never know what God got planned, man. If God say that you meant to reach them people, it's gonna get you right to her, and ain't nothing they can do to stop it.
I just hate, man, like all that he accomplished in the league. And since he had retired, all that he had accomplished in other aspects of life.
He won an Oscar, bro. An Oscar.
Yeah, but not even just the awards, like the like it's Kobe, bro. Like if Kobe goes somewhere, paparazzi gonna be there. They're gonna be taking pictures, right? But to see him prioritize, like, because he is the icon, Kobe. You know, he is iconic. He is worldwide. He is known. You know,
he's the Mamba, Black Mamba.
To see him shine in being a father, and to after he had to, not that he ever was a like less of a father, but when he was unable to be around due to his schedule with the NBA and his team, to see him like put them at the forefront, to put his wife and his kids, his family, his livelihood at the forefront, and then also make the time to branch off and do these immaculate, like I hate to say side quests, but like bro out here new avenues that he like. If you'd have asked me in 2012 if this man was going to be writing short stories and producing novels, like I wouldn't have said hell no, but it would have been quite a surprise.
Right.
I wish we, not even just me, but I wish all of us would have gotten to see the floor, to see Gigi flourish, not only on the court, which we know she was going
as a
to,
person,
but as an individual, because y'all got to remember, like, we are all influenced by different factors in our lives, right? And we tend to, our first influences tend to be our family when we are young, right? Like your immediate family and your, so
go ahead.
To the mental capacity, the brain, the mindset that this girl would have had, having not only Kobe but Vanessa, with what she's been able to show now, to see the influence that they have not only had but have on their kids, to see what that would flourish into would be immaculate, and we still have that. Like, we still have that opportunity with his remaining kids, and that is not a dig. But what we could have seen with Gigi, to not be able to, like, to be robbed of that, and to be robbed of what Kobe would still have on his plate accomplishing, is the most painful thing. Like, it's not that he's gone, because I can say without a doubt that this man put everything he had into every day. Like, not just basketball. He put everything he had all the time, right? Go ahead.
I think I want to, maybe it was Stephen A. who said, like, I think the hardest thing is that we didn't get to see Kobe be Kobe off the court.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was him.
Like, the Mamba mentality, we got to see that on the court. We got to see that in his career. And he was just starting to be Kobe, to show that Mamba mentality off the court when all this happened. But also to kind of like to help paint that picture of, like, man, like, of not seeing that. Like, it's kind of like what we're seeing with Coach Prime and his son, right? We see the guy who was the playmaker, who was a phenomenal football player, baseball player, right? And now he's coaching and he's building up these kids, but also we're getting to see him be dad, and like an amazing story. Though everybody want to hate on Coach Prime, don't know why, but to see him go from coach to father, and see him raise his sons, see Shador in those tough moments when all the lights are on him, to actually, like, prove himself. Now, minus last week's game, okay, this weekend's game, but
it happens to everybody.
But to see the men that they're becoming, because of we're able to see the fruits of the seed that Dion planted in them as a dad. And so, like, I think on the point that you're hitting on, of, like, not being able to see Kobe continue to do that as a father, and also on the other things that he was doing. Because, I mean, you look at the clips of Gigi, you look at the clips of his other daughters, and you see the joy they had when Kobe was there. You see the joy that's on their face, and the things that they were doing when it was family time. And I believe all three of us, we all love our families, and we're all close with our families. And, like, there's that sense of, like, man, there's nothing better than family time. I'm so thankful every Sunday that I get to go eat lunch at my parents' house. It's myself, my wife, my son. Like, I tell my friends, do not schedule anything after church for me to be at, because I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be with my family. Like, because that's more important to me. That's something that I will never get back. I will always make time for family, because it's important. That's just where love is. That's comfort for me. You know what I'm saying?
Family is priority number one.
Oh yeah, hands
priority
down.
number one.
Hands
it
down.
Doesn't matter.
That's if there's anything my kids get from me growing up, is that family is priority.
That's real. What you said, Martin, real quick. So we get to see, like you were saying, Kobe. Kobe was dad to Kobe wasn't dad, but he was mama mentality. Kobe being Bryant to a lot of the kids that he coached, whether it been AD, whether it been Devin Booker when he got a hold of them. He took those young men and said, "Look, I want y'all to work for me. If anything happens to me, you now run mama mentality camp like I would have ran it. You don't be nice, you don't ease up." You run it, but at the same time, if you have kids, you treat them all as your own. Same thing Coach Prime is doing. When he had the interview on 60 Minutes about, hey, what happened to Jimmy? What did you tell Jimmy to make Jimmy flip the switch? He was like, me and Jimmy from Florida, we Florida boys. I told him, you ain't my son, but you my son. If you having a bad day, hey, you a dog. I know you a dog. Your daddy know you a dog. Go out there and show the world you a dog that I know you are. Your dad he incarcerated back in Florida. Go show your dad and his inmate friends what you're capable of doing. And you don't get that from everyday men. Martin not gonna go on the corner and just find some random kid and speak life into that kid, even though that's what he's supposed to do. Martin gonna be like, ooh, that's a stranger. Should I speak life to a stranger? Whereas Dion meeting these kids, just like Kobe would have met them kids and spoke life into them, that's hard to do from being someone else's parent to be in a group of 50 or more kids as parents, or men or women parents. That's hard to do. As a dad, it's hard to give love to one kid, much less 4 or 5 or 50. And I feel like you all say, if he would have been able to be Daddy Bean, who knows what could happen? Who knows where those kids would have been, what life would have been like? Would have been an amazing thing to see.
You just say Daddy Bean?
Yeah, they didn't call him Kobe. They called him Bean.
Yeah, I know that, but you put Daddy in there? Like D-A-D-D-Y?
His daughters didn't call him Kobe. They called him Daddy Bean. Come on now, Cole.
Hey, bro, I'm just saying we not they
You
children.
should know,
though.
I don't pause nothing. At the age of 40,
that's not my daddy, dog. But
my pause button don't work no more. Just like when I play man, I don't punch the ball.
Come
my
on,
pause
but,
button doesn't work.
Come on now.
I will say, and it is kind of beautiful because of the effects and the ground he was breaking within the women's basketball scene. This next generation has quite a few that have been around Kobe, have his influence and his insight in the past. To see this next generation of female hoopers coming up and doing their thing, showing out, that's the coolest thing. Because I'm gonna be honest, that one girl, I can't for the life of me.
Sabrina?
Nah, it's not Iowa girl. Nah, that girl that be fucking shooting the ball like 30 times every game. That girl bucket. Nah, but I'm not talking about her.
You talking Haley Van Lee?
Yeah. Haley Van Lee.
LSU this year.
Yeah, she went to LSU. Yeah.
So check this out. Not to sidetrack you. Steph Curry was the only player to have the most points in college. The lady from Iowa has the most points in college history. Most threes in men's and women's college basketball.
I'm telling you, she stroked that thing, dog. She stroked that. She stroked that thing.
Come on, Cuzzo.
But like they and honestly, the women's game as a whole has some dogs in it. Like this next generation, like they crazy.
Angela Reese, Flage.
Man, boy.
Come on now. Come on.
Boy.
Man.
She gonna be something special. She already is something special. She's gonna be something special. I think
wait till they get Van Lee on the team. I can't wait to see LSU girls women's basketball. They got Haley Van Lee, Flage
Reese. What's the name of the girl? She's in the league now, and but she went to UConn. She was at UConn the same time Kemba Walker was at UConn.
We'll pay. Oh yeah.
What's Maya Moore? Maya Moore.
Yes, she's a dog, bro.
She was a bucket, bro.
Oh my gosh, man.
My favorite WNBA player, DT, Diana Taurasi. She's a dog.
Hey, she the Manu of the WNBA, bro.
Hey, you see how she lay old girl out the other day? Hey, her husband get my wife like this, so you can get it too.
But yeah. Nah, but
to kind of flying it.
Oh, I'm dead.
Bro, I'm trying to find her college stats, dog.
Who? Van Vliet?
Maya Moore, bro. Nah, Maya Moore, bro. Baller, dog. Straight bucket, bro.
She was a bucket, bro.
She was a walking house.
Absolute.
That shit left her hand. You're like, cash.
Yeah, it was Kimba, her and Rudy.
Yeah, her and Kimba.
And Rudy Gay was there.
Was Rudy Gay there?
Rudy already left.
I don't know. I know I think that was the year both the women, UConn women's and the men's team won the Final Four.
Just like last year.
She was
Is
there.
that what they did? I didn't pay attention.
Like 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago?
They started the winning season for the women's UConn basketball.
Nah, maybe it wasn't.
Yeah.
Cole like Shaggy right now.
Right? Chill out, bro.
Raggy.
Don't do me like that.
Raggy.
You are Raggy. Coercion
Oh,
dog.
man.
Do it. Say Scooby Snack, dog. Do it. Come on.
Scooby snacks.
Raggy. Remember Scooby Snacks?
My favorite was Scrappy Doo.
Oh
Scrappy got on my nerves, bro.
Come on.
Oh man. Now, how old were you when you realized that Scooby Doo movie was not made for kids?
13.
Today, years old.
That live action one, bro. I went back and rewatched it. And I was like, I can't believe they let me watch this as a kid. Like, bro.
They were getting zooted in the van. Cole, is that a
Oh,
dungeon?
Yeah, it's a little
ADHD
bouncy
ball?
ball, bro.
Tell me you got ADD without telling me you got ADD.
I have to do my hands like this so I don't keep moving the kitchen.
Bro, I have to be doing something. That's why I either have the pin, I have the bounce
Hey,
ball, or
what's
I'm
Hey,
tapping my
DC?
fingers, smacking my feet. Like,
Did you see how focused he was, D2?
Hey, look at any cut it.
Look.
Got it.
Hey, give me a double bounce. Give me a double. Wait, pause. Pause.
Bounce that thing, cuzzo.
bounce that thing,
Pause.
cuzzo.
Hey, we gotta get Tyler to say that.
Oh my gosh, man. Y'all are something else.
Double bounce.
But to just kind of recap, what is as crappy as the year 2020 was, what is a positive thing that you took away from that year that you still implement in your life today?
I got my marriage back.
Hey, let's go. Come on, talk about it.
I was a pitiful husband. I didn't understand what marriage was till I came back home in 19, and 2020 was like around the corner. And slow turns, I started being a better husband. I started to understand more what marriage meant. I started to understand my wife more. I started to see that, okay, what you thought was a good husband was just barely opening a book, wasn't even turning pages, opening the book to it. And it taught me a lot, from understanding what your wife needs, wants, relationship expectations. And it taught me two things that I never knew. You know how you see those old married couples that dress alike? That's what I thought marriage was. I did not know marriage was each person's their own person.
Yep.
I never knew marriage meant you are your own person. I always thought it was, hey, I'm you, you, me. We're together. We're one. They talk about you. They talk about me. No, we are two separate beings. We're never going to be the same person. We may think and act the same sometimes, but we're never going to be the cold like one of them kids like sheep.
No, my eye itches, dog. And then, of course, my nail. I've been clipping at my nail, so it's sharp, and it just scratched my eye.
It made me understand life, man. It gave me a life. How do I say this properly? It said, Cole, turn this camera on.
Oh, he left. It's all good. He'll be back in. Keep going,
It gave me a life eye-opening situation. It gave me a life-opening.
Kicking me out? Well, like what is this?
That was you.
No,
that was you.
What?
We can't kick you out like that.
I can't do nothing.
It had you out of the studio and everything.
Yeah, I know. I literally had to go to my tabs and pull up one of the.
I can't kick you out of the studio. I could take you off of the main thing. I don't even think I can do that.
I know they can kick D2 out.
I can remove y'all from I can't kick you from the thing.
Yeah, I can't
but
kick you from the studio.
Why am I going to remove my? All right, either way, D2. I'm sorry, bro. Finish your point. My bad, bro.
It gave me
he wanted a dramatic entrance. That's all it is.
Got like suspenseful, bro.
Yeah,
y'all hit the what happened to Cole? Oh, his internet probably went out.
Shaggy, it's the other button.
I'll be on in 5 minutes. Hour later.
Oh, dude.
So it gave me an eye-opening view of life. Like seriously, whether it be family, loved ones, friends, acquaintances, shumes, all that gave me an eye-opening vision of people in general. If they're going to be around, they're going to be around. If not, so be with it. I'm not going to cry or spill milk, but I am going to treat my wife a whole lot better than I used to. And from that day forward, it's been tunnel vision with her and just treating her the right way.
I feel that. I mean, I personally don't feel that, but I can understand that. Yeah, you blow that nose.
What about you, man? What about you, Cole?
Shaggy, answer the question.
I'm gonna be real, man. I don't like. I'm having to break bad habits that I made in 2020.
Okay.
I don't really think I like. I don't like. I could probably think for an hour or two and get you a couple of like minuscule things to skate by, but like grand scheme of things, no. I literally can't think of one thing that I learned in 2020 that like I genuinely want to keep. Like I learned a lot of like not learned. I bought back in, I guess, to a couple of bad habits that I'm really just trying to break. It's more of that, which is like I tell you, like, bro, when I look back on 2020, I don't like. It's not a year that I reminisce on. There's not much to look back on and be thankful or excited about. Like, except for like time that I got to see my family or like time that I got to like I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like aside from me, like I go on like a little like we went on like a little vacation in 2021, or it may have been 2020. No, it was it was 2021. Like that was nice, right? But that's not even in 2020. Like there was it was a shit year, dog. Like that, just point out. But I will say one thing that like a positive you can take away from it. It's not something I practice every day or anything like that, like a trait, but it is something that like I was thankful for. When I moved up here, like me and my sister have always been pretty close. Like we've always been decently like it didn't matter. Like growing up as kids, right? We were always at each other's throats at times. But we had this like genuine care and like support of each other. I just think both of us were really bad about expressing it at times or showing it, you know? And so we started to learn to love. Yeah, hey, bro, told you, got it. I got to switch now. Let's go. I got you. I'm gonna try to. I'm not even gonna try it. I'm just gonna twirl it. So, but for me, when I moved back, or moved up here, it propelled me and my sister's relationship from more of like a long distance, like still showing love and affection to each other, but really being able to like learn each other better as adults, and learn who your sibling is or is becoming. Like there's still like times where like y'all like Labyrinth as an artist.
I've heard.
You like?
You don't know who that is.
Okay, well, if you get some time, make some pretty good music. He's nice. My sister didn't. I remember talking to my sister, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I love this song by him," and I gave the title of the song, and she was like, "Wow, I wouldn't have ever thought that that would be something that you listen to, right? Like, I wouldn't think that would be your pace of music." And it's same with my brother-in-law. Like, I've always been very close to my brother-in-law. He's like one of my best friends. He's a dope guy. Truly a special individual. But I got to, when you go from like seeing someone like every other couple of weeks or every month or two to seeing them like day in, day out, you really get a feel for who a person is. And it can strengthen a bond, or it can end up hurting a bond, right? And I'm thankful enough to say that moving up here, I've been able to strengthen a bond with both my brother and my brother-in-law and my sister. Not that we ever had issues, but it was fun, or it's been fun. Yeah, I mean, there's like, other than that, like I tried some new places. Like I ate some food that I'd never eaten before. Like, I don't know. Other than that, like 2020 fucking sucked, dog. I don't like I'm trying to pull a pin out of haystack, dog. Like it is.
You good.
I'm reaching down, dog. I don't know what else. I will say though, I really want to have some like, was it like poutine or Yep. Don't do that bad
Some
thing.
cheese and gravy. Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to go find some, bro. I haven't been able to find any, but I would love it. Hey, bro, what you doing, dog?
So for me, I think my biggest takeaway, was understanding and realizing God's faithfulness. For having to deal with the unknown and not knowing what was next. You simply just had to rely on faith, like it was one of those years where like I honestly don't know where I'd be if I didn't have faith in something. And so like to that bond and that the strengthening of my faith in that year, because of like, as a student pastor, I didn't get to see my students on a week to week. I didn't get to talk to them. I didn't get to continue building that relationship, only for whenever things open back up, basically had to start from the beginning all over again, because a year changes people. So like the outgoing such and such person was now introverted and was like, I don't really want to do activities no more, and so on and so forth. But then like the unknown of like, bro, like, it's the first year of marriage. Like, what are we supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not able to, we can't breathe, like it was a sense of like, man, like I love my wife, but I really wanted some space. I really wanted to be able to, man, let me play Call of Duty Warzone, and you could watch The Bachelor or somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there wasn't that, we couldn't do that in the small apartment that we were in. There was that sense of like not knowing and losing a part of me because I couldn't see my family every week. I couldn't see my parents. I couldn't see my grandma. I couldn't see my sisters. And so even though it sucked, even though a big part of who I am, and oh man, as an extrovert, having to stay inside and do stuff by yourself, like what? Nah, like it got so bad we had to go get a dog. That's why we got Nala. Like, no, I'm playing, but that's not why we got Nala. But it was still one of those things where it was just like, dang.
My man tried to avoid that text. That was going to be the second text right there. That's
Actually,
the only reason we got her.
That's not me. That wasn't me. But it was one of those things where just like, bro, I really had to rely on God's faithfulness, and understanding that regardless how crappy life will get, He's in control of everything. He is guiding me and my family. And even though things aren't going the way that I want it to be, I just need to just let go. And as cheesy as that saying is, I need to let go, let God. And so that's something that even to this day, that because of 2020, and I had to kind of just rely, not that I'm not planning anything, or just, I am now in a point where like, if something doesn't go my way, if something doesn't work out the way that I envisioned it, I can be like, you know what? God is faithful and He will continue to be faithful. So there's no need for me to worry. There's no need for me to throw my hands up and box the person. I can relax and just trust in Him and know that He is God and He's going to lead me to wherever I need to go. Yeah. Yeah.
If your mic wasn't so expensive, I would tell you to pick it up and drop it.
1 second.
Dude.
All right, it's a cheap headphone. They got a mic on it. Right.
Oh, bet.
There it is.
I tell you, we're gonna stop letting you go first, dog. You're gonna start being last place. You're gonna be the
What are you,
intel.
what are you talking about?
What you want me to say after that? What you want me to say?
Oh man. I mean, you
Thank
say
you,
whatever you
bruh.
need to say. Say what you need to say. You know, another thing, and I guess we can kind of close on this. Without 2020, there is no ordinary misfits. Without 2020, I don't think the three of us meet. And so I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the brotherhood that was bonded. I mean, I think Clay, I met you in Coach's stream. D2, I met you a bit after that. I mean, you hopped in my stream. I was in your stream. Like, the craziness is just how you and I just kind of went back and forth with one another. Not in the sense like we were arguing anything, but like we were supporting one another. We were supporting Coach. And like we didn't even realize that we had already done that. And so like whenever we did start hanging out and playing, like I remember when it clicked, we were in the middle of a 2K game and you were streaming. And I was like, all right, hey, let me give you a follow. And I'm like, I'm already following you. Like I'm already like what? And like, and vice versa. And like, so, but with that being said, you know, without 2020, I'm thankful because I was able to meet you guys. I was able to meet my brothers. I was able to meet and build a friendship and a brotherhood with you guys that is unmatched. And honestly, I wouldn't spend my Sunday evenings with anybody else other than my wife. Amen. Hallelujah. Because I don't need that text. But no, like
a paragraph now. You're gonna get a little paragraph to read, dog.
To be able to do this right here, have conversation, talk about the things that were, you know, the things that made us laugh, the things that from sports, but then also to talk about the hardships and to see the growth individually. That's what I love about this podcast that we're doing. You know, it's the conversation that matters, the growth that matters. And I want to say thank you to you both. I want to say I appreciate you guys and I love you guys. And
hey, that's fully reciprocated though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so I guess that's my closing word, that I appreciate you guys. And I'm excited about what's going on moving forward with us, you know, with this podcast, with whatever that we're doing, with this brotherhood, man. I pray and I ask God to continue to strengthen our bond. And so that we could continue to bless this world, bless whoever watches, whoever sees a clip, you know, like you made this not come for us, but may this be for the person who needs to hear it. I think we said that in the first episode, you know, to be able to share our life stories, not only just for us to be able to speak on these things because it needs to be spoken. I think y'all's voices, y'all's stories, y'all's testimonies are important. And I'm thankful for the platforms to do that. But I'm also thankful for the ears that you guys get to bless with your stories, with your testimonies as well.
Amen. I have a small closing remark. Go ahead, go.
I just know y'all trying to bring me down to Texas, get me onto that dang. What is it? Cluckers? Was it Cluckers?
Pluckers. We ain't going no Cluckers. So I don't know what Cluckers is.
That's
Cluckers
right.
Probably got that dry chicken. You know what I'm saying? But Pluckers.
Can I get some ranch, please?
They trying to entice me with the fried chicken and the thick-boned women down in Texas. That's what I think.
Have no idea about the second part.
Hey, look.
If that's what's gonna keep them down here, okay.
Hey.
Okay.
You might not ever leave. Ever.
Chill out, bro.
I got me one.
Yo, your sister gonna message. What happened to J. Cole? Oh, he found him a Southern girl. Okay.
Yes, Lord.
A Southern girl. She out here making mac and cheese right now as we speak.
One thing, it's funny. Hold on. Let me pull it up. I was talking to my sister yesterday, actually, right? And she said that my brother-in-law had not like recently, but here like within the last couple of years was offered a job. I'm trying to think of what city. I'm looking at all y'all's big cities right now.
Austin,
I
San
want to say it was
Antonio.
Galveston. I want to say it was
Galveston?
Galveston.
That's the beach.
Yeah.
Or maybe no, it might have been Gainesville. It's one of those. It's either
I know
Gainesville
where Gainesville is. Yeah.
And she was, because I was telling her, I was like, oh look, they trying to entice me to come see them in Texas. And like I was like, bro, I'm gonna stick out in Texas. And now I told her, I was like, they keep laughing and saying, nah, you be all right, down here, right? And she tells me, she drops like, oh yeah, David got, or there was an opening down there that David could have took. And then like you would have been right down there with both of them. And I literally like we were sitting in the car driving back with like dinner, and I'm like sitting in the passenger seat with the food. She goes, yeah, you could have been right down there with them. And I'm like, I don't need you on this hype train as well, dog. I already got both of them. It's already 2-on-1. Let's not make it 3-on-1, bro. Come on.
Hey, you know what they say? Sisters know best. They say sisters know best.
Don't fuel her like that, dog. Now I'm gonna get the text. Now I'm gonna get it. You know what Martin said? Listen to Martin. Listen to Martin.
That's a wise young man right there.
Hey, okay. Go ahead, D2, and then we'll close out.
Man, I just found, because I always look at stuff. I type in brain ticklers. Like they're just small quotes that you never think about. Listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Butterflies live the shortest lives because they have mastered the art of living. How is it possible? They serve to pass it on with luminous bursts of joy, bright flickers from the other side. How do you master the art of living? Cole, you have a smile on your freshman. Who you laughing at, Cole? Talk to me, Cole.
I think you've tickled his brain.
You're going to tickle his brain, that's it.
What? Nah,
Oh, you can
okay,
tickle your own tickle.
What do we define as mastering life?
That's what I'm saying.
Mastered living.
Okay, living.
Part
What do
of
we
living life? Because they go from caterpillar to butterfly and they die. That's something to wrap your head around.
My answer would cause us to go into a whole nother episode.
So we'll hold it. We'll hold it.
Yeah, but that's a good one. That's a great question.
Crank off the next episode.
Yeah.
Before we can talk about that, we're gonna have to define what it means to master living, though. Like that term is very loose. Like we could pinpoint, we could jump on that.
That's what I said. That's what I said. My answer.
How you gonna jump on the coach?
He gonna use a bouncy ball.
You're gonna double bounce.
Hey,
bounce that thing, Cuzzo.
Before we end up, Cole, my sisters, their favorite clip has been the whole.
No, don't do this.
It's been that, but like it's not based off what I said or what D2 said. It's the fact that you said. It's the fact that you said you guys are my 13 reasons why. Like they're like, bro, Bro, every time I see them or anytime I say something, they're like, man, nah, not me on my cold stuff, bro. You So I just want to let you know you are a living legend in the Lalit household. Yeah.
I love man, this one's to your sisters. I love your brother, right? But he be on my case 24/7. A brother can't live out here. Like I can't even. I just be living my life. Look. You ever? They'll understand this, right? We've been playing 2K, right? I'm a very competitive person, like overly competitive. I don't. Any of our people that play with us will tell you I get very, very upset very quickly. It does not take much. I don't like losing. With that being said, your brother, both of these guys with me are like my two favorite dudes to have on the court because D2 and me got this chemistry, and Breezy is just a man amongst boys, right? It doesn't matter. You give him the rock, get out of the way. He'll make a play on defense, Martin, that is. Martin will make a freaking play. I'll be like, good D. Pause. Come on, bro. Let me hype my man up. Let me, like, I'll be giving compliments. I'll be trying to be a good friend. And I can't even give compliments. Like every time they got something, both of them. It's not even just it, both of them always got something to say.
Nah,
and
I don't say pause. I go, huh?
I don't even use the word pause, so I know what
you say? Huh?
Man, y'all know what I mean, bro. I be having to go good D. What? What you mean by that?
What you mean? What you mean by that?
Defense. Man.
Defense. I promise that was trying to be slick.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. I didn't get the text. I didn't get the text.
Taters and chops. God.
Word. Nah.
Thank you, beautiful, lovely lady in the house.
Keep using it on him. Stay on him, bro, because he don't give me breathing room at all. So if he gotta be on my case, man, y'all be on his case. I support y'all's cause. 20, stay on him about that.
I'll make sure I clip that, put it on a reel, and tag them so they can see.
Hey, you know what?
Message.
Hey, and why you always tag? Why you making clips out of me, dog? I don't even do nothing. I'm just here. I swear. Every clip be about me, bro. They be clowning me on
about. What are you talking about?
Literally, bro. Like, they're like, oh, well, we can make a clip about this. Asparagus made a joke, or Asparagus opened his mouth. Clip it. That's a banger.
Oh, man.
But hey, I want to know. Hey, next time one of your sisters leave during the game or walk away, and y'all start selling, and the bad juju mark is given to one of them, let me know so I can send them a virtual high five or a virtual hug or something, bro. I appreciate them.
Oh man, I can't with y'all, man. With that being said. Yes, sir. Keep that faith, cuzzo. Come on now. With that being said, appreciate everybody who has been in the comments, who's shared, who's liked. We're here for you, and we're thankful for you. So catch us next week, same time, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what we are on Pacific, but hey, that's not my problem. But we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Catch y'all next time.
Corner 3.